Almost a year ago, we handed out these bracelets that remind us that our primary responsibility is to love God, love neighbor, and love ourselves. In the years since, I've really enjoyed having mine. I actually look forward to putting it on every morning. And several people who are part of this congregation have said the same. They've told me stories about how it brought them strength in a time when they needed it, or gave them that little extra bit of courage in a moment when things weren't going well. And that's wonderful. That was kind of the point of it all. And it's glad to see that that's worked out the way that it's supposed to. Also in that time, though, both in myself and in talking with others, there seems to be one thing that comes up most often in terms of the thing that gets in the way of really loving in the way that we are called to love. And that is, frankly, the past. The good and the bad that has happened to us before. The bad things especially that have happened that get in the way of us really being able to love ourselves, to love our neighbors, and sometimes even to love God. Getting past the past is something that we all struggle with, but it's also something we all need to do. Well, how are we supposed to do that? In the church, we have a fancy word for it. We call it forgiveness. I know, it's a pretty common word, but it's actually a pretty amazing idea. But many of us got forgiveness a little mixed up. Forgiveness is not forgetting. We can't rely on simply forgetting the bad things that have happened before, or the things that didn't go well, or the times that we made mistakes or that others made mistakes. Our minds don't like to forget. They're wired to remember everything. And they're especially wired to remember things that hurt, so that we can avoid the things that hurt in the future. This is helpful. It actually benefits us, but sometimes it gets in the way. And one place it gets in the way is when it comes to forgiveness. So forgiveness can't mean forgetting. It just simply won't work. So how then do we really practice forgiveness well so that we can get free of all of this stuff that is getting in the way? Well, that's exactly what we're going to talk about for the Sundays in November at the United Methodist Church of Johnstown. We're going to talk about the things that forgiveness isn't, and we're also going to talk about how do we practice forgiveness well. Because forgiveness really is a practice. It's like a muscle, and you've got to exercise it if you want it to be strong when you need it to be strong. I hope you'll join us.